I've been digging a hole. I've been digging a hole to freedom. I've been digging a hole. I've been digging a hole. I've been digging a hole to freedom. I've been digging a hole. I've been digging a hole. I've been digging a hole to freedom. I've been digging a hole. I've been digging a hole. I've been digging a hole to freedom. I've been digging a hole. I've been digging a hole. I've been digging a hole to freedom. I've been digging a hole. I've been digging a hole.
Hello, I am the Ronan Paul, and welcome to a twitch.tv/Ronan Paul live stream here on twitch.tv/Ronan Paul, where we've been digging a hole to freedom. We've been digging a hole. We've been digging a hole to freedom. We've been digging a hole. I quite enjoy the song. Don't at me. Turn off the LEDs. There we go. Hello, Carler. And Nam PTSD, your 4 ears. Everyone's 4 ears. How you guys doing today? How you doing? I've been up for too long. Didn't sleep. I just slept fine when I slept. I just didn't stay asleep much. How you been doing with the whole sleeping thing? Tell me your woes. Tell me your issues. Tell me your troubles as we load into Kerbal Space Program. It's a tad bit loud, is it? Maybe I need to adjust my volumes and things. I've got everything turned down in my headset and then also turned down for y'all. Yeah. I got up early. It felt good, though. Just like, all right, I seem to be awake. Might as well start the day. And what I did with the beginning of this day is I invented an army of robots to conquer Minmus for me. Should be good. I have 20% volume like I usually do, and it was just a bit too loud. Oh, you must have some powerful speakers, huh? 6,000 watt Hemis. What? What's a Hemi in speaker? I don't know. Sounded good, though, huh? Oh, boy, yeah, it's going to be one of those live streams. Been awake since early. Little bit feeling weird. Hey, Paul, it's been a while, like a year. Why are there no names? It can't have possibly been a year. Why are there no names? You haven't been when's... That does... But what... Don't try and fool me with that. I don't usually show up for a while. You're always here, aren't you? Why are there no names? If you're actually going to convince me of that, like, I'll believe it. I was just saying to Lady Paul the other day, because she told me, they set out the sign saying, you can't park on the side of the street this Thursday. We're going to be sweeping, which it's Detroit, so do as you please. You're not getting a ticket. Not in my neighborhood. That would require someone to get out of their vehicle and then put something on your vehicle. That's just a recipe to get shot, both ends of that. So, but she's like, it's Thursday. And I was like, well, it can't be Thursday. This is silly. There's no way it's Thursday. And then I walked away going, it must be Thursday. She says it's Thursday. And then I realized like a day later that she could have been just fucking with me. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't. There's certain things that you just fly right past me. What day of the week it is, shit like that. What are we even talking about, You're not gonna fly some political, governmental, or corporate administrative bullshit past me. You're not gonna accidentally, take some of my money out of my account. You're not gonna overcharge me for it. But you know what you could do? You could slip me up on what day of the week it is, rather easily, actually. I haven't been here since the whole Cluster Truck speedrunning debacle, whenever that was. Ooh, it's coming up on a year then. Yeah, if that's true, I think that would have been November 2019. November 2019 or January this year. One of those two. No, wasn't it in 2018 or something? No, it was just at the end of last year, although the actual run that I didn't get because of the debacle, so-called, that was for 2019, but it was SGDQ. So it was all sort of happening in March because we were submitting in late February, early March in order to maybe go to GDQ in June. Yeah. But then the debacle and the controversy, it took us well, it took me 6 or 7 months to go back and be like, you know what, I really don't trust this guy, what's going on here? So that's when the debacle kicked off. So-called, I like that name for it too, debacle. It's a debacle is what happened. It still feels like March. You know what? We're getting March like air right now in Michigan, and I'm not complaining. Yeah, I'm not complaining. It's a little bit, it's brisk. Brisk is what I'd call it. People, do you have any idea what we're doing in Kerbal Space Program? Do you have any idea? Yeah, stream! Thank you for the cheer, Dank Dog. Stream kicking off indeed. I thought you hated KSP. Who are you and what have you done with the real pawn? Oh no, I hate KSP. I just enjoy it also. I do not love this game. Jim's always like, oh, you bitch, whine and moan and complain, but you love this game. And no, I do not love this game. I enjoy it and I hate it. Those are the two things, okay? Love is I reserve my love for something better than you, okay? Who are these new people? Well, people. I like KSP a lot, but I'm too lazy to actually play it. I showed up because I heard there were robots. You want some robots? Who wants to see some robots? I've been designing. Okay? You know what? Let me set the stage. Why are there no names? Hasn't been here in a year? Let me set the stage. So, where does the stage begin? We'll start at the ovum. We'll start at the ovum. So, first big thing that I've done in this career mode playthrough, normal mode career, is we built this space station. And it's gone through an expansion contract that has given it some more docking ports and extra room for Kerbals and things. It has a fuel field that can store just under 3,000 liquid fuel. We've got solar panels for friggin' days. We got radiator. We got solar. Look at this. We got balls. Balls. My space station's got balls there, balls here. There's balls all over my space station. How is my favorite streamer? I'm good. I'm in pain, but you know, I'm weak, which is good. What? I'm sore. I'm sore and weak and it smells like March out, so I'm good. I'm good. You just have to ruin this family by designing, don't you? What? Maybe. Hey, Pawn, how's it going? Hello, the Light Guy 89. I thought you agreed you wouldn't design stuff in this house anymore. You just have to ruin this family by designing, don't you? I'm sorry, but I'm a woman, and I like to hang out with other women and design. We are designing women. That was a long way to... So we built this moon station. Moon base. Huh? It's very, very nice, I would say. And then we made a little RV. Little all-terrain. It's not all-terrain. It's one-terrain vehicle. It's a moon-terrain vehicle. It's a recreational vehicle, as you can clearly see. That goes down to the moon and gets us our science. We got a research facility at the moon that is generating just copious amounts of science for us. There's 120 sitting there right now. Are we in range of our massive satellite field around the moon? Oh, we are, because we're never not? Well, then transmit my science. Yeah. Yes, I have all the space balls. All of the space balls are here. So this was the first big project, was making the moon base. And we made the moon base. But was he satisfied? Was I satisfied? Did I just rest on my laurels after making such an amazing... blah, 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 blah. Did I? No, sir. No, I say no to you. One, we've got this beautiful little... It's sort of out of sequence now, but it used to be perfect with the satellites that go around for comms coverage of the moon. We've done that as well. But what's really going on here? What's really going on here? That's what I want to know, huh? What's this about? What's going on? What's the plan? What are you doing? What's really going on here is we're conquering Minmus. So we've got that station around the moon, right? Station around the moon. And we've used up pretty much all of its fuel. It's still got a little bit left, but it's almost out of all that fuel that we sent up in the first place. We need fuel. And you think I'm going to be bothered to land on the ugly, dirty, who gives a shit, gray just not interesting. Moon for 560, it's 580, isn't it, Delta V? And that's if you do it perfectly. So 750, 800 Delta V every landing? Of course not. That's not where we make fuel. We make fuel on Minmus, which from underneath the surface looking up, this is what it looks like. We make fuel on Minmus, friends. That's where we make our fuel. So in the last live stream, we finally brought up the drilling platform, got her a drilling for us, got her a fueling. What am I controlling right now? Because it's clearly not the drilling platform if I can't touch you. There we go. We're fueling up our empty tanks that we brought up for it. So we've got the drilling platform doing its thing. We've got Bill Kerman sitting out here in the Ronin Pawn custom Minmus Jeep. He's jeeping it up. Apparently one of his strut connectors has gone rogue, but it doesn't matter. You know, it's just Kerbal being Kerbal, I guess. But so we got that doing the drilling. We got our little outpost built here. We've got surface deployable science running. All these things we have done, but this isn't done until we can move this fuel off of the surface of Minmus and take it to the Ovum space base, moon orbital station platform, majigger, madoodle. What do you need to make fuel? What do you need to make fuel, Dank Dog? Just some Taco Bell, baby, and then the gas produces it. Love-hate relationships with games. I feel the same with War Thunder. Ooh, War Thunder? Is that in your veins? Hey, I'm playing this. I can't judge anybody. Wasn't there also a spider? There's a spider. He's in orbit. Maybe today we'll get him down. We'll see. We got this drilling. You want to know what you need for making fuel? You got to use some drills. They drill the ore at a rate of N/A. That's their rate. So they drill the ore out, and then what you're gonna have to do is you have to put the ore into a holding tank for the ore. Although if you don't actually produce enough ore, then you could just have a tank there that always sits empty because you've got your refinery running. And your refinery is turning that ore as fast as you can get it into liquid fuel. But you're also going to need to cool a thing like this, because this generates heat, the arms generate heat, lots of different things generate heat, so you're going to need some big-ass friggin' radiators up here to suck the heat away. Radiators, along with everything else, cost electricity to run, which means you're going to have to be generating a fair bit of electricity, and since you're already making liquid fuel, why not have yourself some fuel cells? A couple of fuel cell arrays producing 36 watts per kilowatts per month. I don't know. That's all you need. So you drill the ore in order to make the liquid fuel, in order to burn the liquid fuel, in order to make the electricity, in order to to keep the radiators running, in order to cool everything else, so that you can drill the ore, so that you can make the liquid fuel, so that you can run the batteries that keep the radiators, so that you can drill the ore. That's how it works. Is this modded, says Dang Dog. This is not modded. The mods I've got in do not add any parts, change any parts. This is base game stuff. Base game stuff. I do have a fuel transfer mod, TAC fuel balancer, that helps me out in times, and I also play with science alerts, so I don't have to actually think about when it's time to grab the science. It just tells me and I click a button. You know, like the game should have been to start with. But, alright, we found out some things. When we placed this up here, the biggest thing that we found out about the whole mining platform there was that we generate a butt-ton more liquid fuel if we've got an engineer like Bill Kerman attached, populating the refinery. And since we don't have any place for him to sit, he's parked at the end of our fuel field in a Jeep, because that's making us make more liquid fuel. And that's silly. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. We need a better solution than that. We need a better solution than that if we're going to have engineers manning our thing that I just showed you. How you doing? We need a less stupid, silly, ridiculous, fanciful solution than sitting in a Jeep parked at the end of a runway, thinking about it. Like, he's not even doing anything in there. We need something less stupid. So, if we're gonna have something less stupid for Bill, then what I think we could have is like this. Okay? So here's the drilling platform that's up there right now. This is what I'm thinking we could have. Just try and go with me, alright? We put 2 little bike seats on a whole bunch of robotic parts, and we click the play button. And then just imagine that this light we're on. And just imagine Bill Kerman sitting in that chair as it just sort of slowly, carefully inspects the station there. As Bill does it, it's not just that the chair itself is animated meticulously, with lots of little subtle movements. And he can just continuously inspect the tower in order to really throw a middle finger up at Kerbal Space Program for this being a thing. That if you put engineers, you know, in the refinery, then you get more fuel out of it. What if we had this chair and it was doing this constantly? You know, bunch of robotic parts animating constantly. What do you think? What do you think? Have you been working out? You look more jacked than I remember. Yeah, baby. It's just getting fatter, really, is what it is. But, you know, I used to have muscles, so the fat goes over the muscle, and it looks like what are you talking about? These pythons need veterinarians. Shit. The fuck is this, Ronan Paul? I'm at work. Couldn't you do this in 5 hours, says Ren Phoenix? I could. But I woke up early, so now we're all gonna be here early. But yeah, what if I spent like, I don't know how many hours creating an animation cycle just for the sake of having a little platform out here where there's like, probably, I think 8 different robotic parts that are going into, you know, allowing him to have this much access to all the different places. What if we were to put something like that onto the platform up there and actually had room for 2 engineers? Maybe 2 engineers makes it go better. You know, 2 scientists in the research lab makes that work better. Maybe 2 engineers sitting out here staring at the fucking thing while it automatically does this. Maybe that would be better. So I'm thinking that. I'm about to have lunch. Could you give me something? Pedrito Perez, Could you grab me something? So that's one thing I designed. How are we gonna get that to Minmus and put it on the platform, the drilling platform? I can't answer all the fucking questions. You know, some of this shit's for you. Alright. But really, the big deal is we need a craft. We need something that will fly the fuel that we manufacture on Minmus to our orbital space moon platform base station outpost thing. We need a vessel that will do that. And I went through a number of designs. Maybe I'll show you the fuel rate. No. I'm gonna go straight to the no. I'm gonna show you no. What are you gonna do? I'm a space plane hangar. I'm gonna show you like one of the earliest designs. Fuel rail Mark 1. Boom. Boom, baby. Huh? What if we had a train? What if we made a train that could tow the fuel, you know, where it's going? Cause we've got this big hill. We parked our whole station on the side of this giant sheer cliff edge. If we could just like get the fuel tanks going down that hill with some wheels, we're gonna get speed that we then don't have to spend money, you know, don't have to spend fuel making in terms of Delta V. So, what if we loaded up fuel on the back of like, you know, a train engine and we pulled it to where we're going, huh? The space train, yeah! So I'm talking about new update. Solar panels produce more power if you have an engineer in the spaceship. Not really. It makes as much sense as... I think engineers and their XP level does impact it, but I don't have the metrics, says Ren Phoenix. Well, We'll find out today or we won't. What if we made a train? Huh? Huh? No, that's stupid. I don't like that. That didn't work out. You know, I tried. It wasn't coming together. Basically, let's go back to the drawing boards. What if we made like a thing that could sort of like just carry the wheels and grab onto it? Yeah. Okay. So, how would this work? What if let's say we had like some hinges and stuff. And then we hinge. Don't worry about this, the way that it's going to happen right now, because we could untake it with that. But what if like these came out like that, you know, and then these were out there, yeah, and then I'm pretty sure we got one of these too. Like these could be, you know, wider, like that, you know, and then maybe we could have like boom, yeah. And then down here, we'd have this guy who could just like grab onto the fuel tanks like that, and he's holding them via docking ports so we can transfer the fuel into it. And then in addition, if we really want to like grab it hard, we could grab it with some claws. Huh? There's an idea. I just found out, by the way, same vessel interaction it works. The idea is you can use docking ports on your own ship to connect things. You can grab things on your own ship with a claw if you've got same vessel interaction enabled. That's huge. That's a big deal. That enables a whole bunch of gameplay that didn't used to be capable. What if we did something like this, huh? Made like a platform that grabbed it and then we rolled the whole damn thing up there, huh? Did you put the M4435 narrowband scanner for ore? No, it costs 1,000 and fuck it, I'm not moving my platform anywhere special. I built it, it's gonna be where it is. If it weren't 1,000, I would get it. But I can't be asked. I can't be asked to spend 1,000 on a stupid thing when I've already put my things where they're gonna be. You know what? This design, I don't know, it's a little bit, seems a little bit wobbly to me. It's not really coming together. What could we do? What if, hang on, I think I got the penultimate design right over here. What if this, people? Huh? What if this? Did you hear me? I said, what if this? Launch it. I'm gonna show you how this works. I said that robots are going to conquer Minmus. This is one of my robots. At least it's got, you know, a lot of robotics going on. Turn the lights on. I don't have any lights on it, but you know, it's dark out. We need to be able to see. All right. So, what if this, right? We are landed. We're on our legs right there. We've got the gear out. We are stabilized currently, but we don't want to be stabilized. So, undock me from myself. Look at this. Look at me undocking from myself. Undock me from myself. Huh? Seriously, Paul, what have you been smoking? The good shit. To make players want to put an engineer on the spaceship, your solar panels only make 50% of the energy now. You can thank us later. Alright. Oh, there's some things that I need to adjust here, like these. The traverse rate, just be low. Generally speaking, low. Alright. So how does this work, Pawn? Yeah, how the fuck does this work, Pawn? If I recall correctly, I was designing this just sort of earlier today. What happens first? If I spin you, that's going to be a problem. I think it's going to be a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just ease you guys away from each other a little bit. Like so. And then we're going to target angle you to actually 90 degrees. Boom. You know what? I shouldn't have done that yet. Because that's going to be easier if I... No, go back to the thing with the stuff and the guys. You, go back to 180 for now. In fact, we could just go straight up with this right now, can't we? We can. Probably. Alright, give me you and go... Okay? Check it out. Books. Check them out. I said books. Check them out. Check them out. I said books. Check them out. Ooh. Turn the brakes on because we're rolling in a certain direction. Now I got the legs down, right? We need to like twist them. So you, like I did a little bit early, 90. Boom. Swing the wheels around in the direction that we want to be. Okay. Up here, let's go out to like full extension. Push them out. Let me just rock the ship back and forth. If I turn the brakes off, there we go. There you go. And then for picking up, say, fuel tanks and shit, which is what this is designed for on the surface of Minmus, you guys come down. We can grab the fuel tank from both ends. Thank you very much. And last but not least, reinforce us on the left and the right by doing a little bit of docking port work there. And if we have to, we'll go down to there, and then we'll go back up. It looks like that, but we have a connection. I promise you, we don't have a connection. We do not have a connection. Brakes on. There is no connection. Brakes off. Okay. I didn't promise you nothing. What are you talking about? There you go. And then, yeah, have you got it now? Are you connected? Now we're connected. Now we have stability. Now we have a rolling shipping yard docking container mover, people. Docking container mover. 8 wheels, baby. This just seems needlessly complex. Yes, that was what I was going for. Thank you for noticing. It's so good, though. It's so good. Like, when I'm gonna show you. Bring the gear in. Look at this. Huh? Look at it. Oh shit, we're coming at this at 26 meters per second. Oh no! It's fine. It can handle that. It can handle it. It can handle it. 26 meters per second. You say that like there's a problem. There ain't no problem. Look at this. Look at this, huh? That, my friends, is a shipping cargo container grabber mover boxy majigger medeal for Minmus, people. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Make it do spin. It doesn't spin well. Okay? You just want to see it explode. I'm showing you how cool it is. Doesn't need to explode to be cool. It's cool in other ways. Is the gap between the wheels wide enough to fit around the tank spawn? Maybe not. It's entirely possible not, in fact. But, you know, if we gotta come in at them at an angle, then we could do that. It's not really set up for that right now, and I've had a lot of trouble building this because Kerbal Space Program, when you start mixing radial symmetry and the other kind, the game doesn't know what the fuck to do with itself anymore. But my point is, like, we could slip in from the side if we needed to. There's lots of options for getting, you know, in there. We're gonna find out. We're gonna test is what we're gonna do. Fly this thing in the space. Where's the space? I'm in space, you say. Yes, I'm in space. I predict it works for 1.5 hours before the robotics freak out under load or if you F5 or switch vessels. How could that possibly happen in a game so well designed such as this? Heretic. How could you speak such things of Squad? But, like, for now, we're done with this. So let's just undock. Let's undock. Put the brakes on. We need to put this away for the day, you know? So we'll just target extension in. We'll spin the first off up. Well, you know what? You need to be at, like, a 90. No, you need to be at... Yeah, give me a 90, I think. Give me a 90. And then we'll just haul this in. Turn the brakes off when we do this. It'll be better for it. Where are you at? You, sir. There you go. Just haul that in. There we go. And they link together, so we're more stable. And then we'll go back to the negative 180. And then we'll just we're just putting our toys away is all we're doing. Target extension down. Boom. Suck you in. Put the gear out. Just putting our toys away. That's all. That's all that's happening here. I'm so pleased with this. It is needlessly overcomplicated, and I'm so pleased with it. Is it glitching for anyone else? The stream. Is the stream glitching for anyone? You really could just open one of the docking ports on the length and roll her in. What is the total mass of the payload going to be? It's unironically epic. Unironically epic, isn't it? I'm very happy. Come back in, Gemini. The payload, this vessel in and of itself, I think weighs approaching 5 tons. We can find out the weight of the fuel and everything. What does it even matter? We'll be in space. We'll be on Minmus when we're handling it. It'll be nothing, right? Right. Flexing on little old me with all your sigh and cool shiz. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. So this is the craft that I built ultimately, that I landed on, that I kind of like. I could improve it, and it's not ready to like go to space or anything, but this is like the basics of what I'm gonna try and go for. What I would like to do. What I would like to do now, before we go any further, is test the premise here. We've got the landed fuel field Mark 1. Alright, so this is... No, that's not what we ended up with. I need... Rail mark. You know what? Maybe one of these fuel rails. These old fuel... Well, no, I made those as a sample. What I need is the fuel platform to Minmus Mark 2. And then I need to strip this down to what's actually up there so we can have a proper test. So what's actually up there is one of these each. Make you the root part. Strip everything off of this. We got 2 of them up there. And what I'd like to do... Shoot, I need a Jeep. Does anybody have a Jeep? Is there a Jeep lying around anywhere? Hey, I found a Jeep. Alright, there was a Jeep just hanging out there. I need a Jeep to be able to move it. There we go. Yes, sir? Yes, sir. That's all I need. I'm going to load that out. I want you to be going the... No, this is the right direction. Be able to drive straight down the runway. Or straight down the launch pad. I'm going to put one of these out there. And then we're going to load it up again, and we're going to try and, you know, hump it in the appropriate way. We're going to see if we can't come up to one of these fuel tanks sitting there and find out if we can't actually use what I've designed, because I haven't tried this yet. So you take us, brakes on, brakes off, brakes on, brakes off. We're good. All right, head over here. You just don't go very fast, do you? Oh, shit, this is full. No. Back to vehicle assembly. So what I'm going to do to simulate on Kerbin what this would be like on Minmus, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm going to go for 10% of capacity on everything. So 10% of what the weight would be, you know, so it's just trying to like accommodate for Kerbin's heavier gravity field. You're gonna become a milk gangsta? First off, never say gangster. That's not very gangsta to say gangster. You go down here, yeah. So now we've got 10% of the fuel. I just need to pull this guy away from the launch pad so that it doesn't try to delete him when I load up the thing that's going to drag it. Turn your lights on. How are we supposed to see out here? And there's the Jeep that's on Minmus. That's the Jeep that's if I were to just stop here, will we be okay? Will I be okay with that? I'd like to be okay with that. I'm hoping that doesn't despawn when I try and load the thing. 10% capacity, not weight. The thing itself has mass. Yeah, I'm just trying to like decrease the mass to something to simulate with the gravity and the stuff, and you know. Just saying, well, what are the exact figures? And I won't be able to do that anyway, nerd god. Back into the Space Center. I'm going to leave this out here. I mean, I don't have any of the mods that I used to have installed, which were like the things that you could just teleport something to Minmus or teleport it to orbit, or, you know, and then you could do proper testing on something before you tried to roll it out properly. Vehicle assembly building. I'm gonna load this boy out again. Wait a second. Was Jeb in there? Jeb, I need... Nah, he's available. Alright. So, what do we load? Load me up. The fuel rail Mark 6. Alright, Jeb, did you get in this time? Because I'm going to need you in there. You're in there? Good. Launch it. Let's see if we can't actually pick up a fuel tank with this system that I've designed to pick up fuel tanks with. Or if the wheelbase is wrong, or the docking ports don't work, or the wheelbase is wrong. The wheelbase is the most concerning thing of this for now, but we can always adjust. Don't get mad at me, it's just science. I'm mad at you and science. Both of you can go science yourselves. Undock. And undock. Okay. And how do I do this again? I think you can just go straight into this. I need to adjust the traverse rate on this in the VAB though, because it would happen far too quickly. Brakes on, brakes off. Drinking at 2:44 p.m. I also note that we have similar sleep schedules. Yeah, I've been just up for, it's like 6. So, it's beer o'clock where I am. Such an American thing to gatekeep drinking based on time. I like the idea that that wouldn't happen anywhere else. I would much prefer if nobody ever had anything to say to me about that. 90 degrees on you. Spin them wheels to where they need to be. Let's deploy on these axes. So you could actually go to just like 2.23, I guess. Alright. And then for greater stability, we will pull these guys in. Have them grab each other. And they're a little bit longer than this is, but not anymore. That's the best way to do that, Paul, and that actually worked out very well. Pull the gear in. Okay, we will lower these when it's time to lower these. Turn the lights on. And let's go down here. He moves so fast, too. 8 wheels, man. It goes. What's wrong with the breakfast brewski? Ain't nothing wrong with the breakfast brewski.
Thanks for killing the boredom at work.
I'm an owlhead. I was an owlhead. Sorry? Who? What was that? Triflistic with a $10 direct Streamlabs donation. I am ruining your efficiency and productivity at work. Welcome. And you're welcome. And thank you. Why are you rolling away? Who told you you could roll away? I need you back here where we can get at you a little bit. Thank you, Triflistic, for the $10 direct. Is it true what Americans aren't allowed to drink beer in public? Like, what's fucking wrong with taking a stroll with a cold one on hand? It is true. It's a sad state of affairs. It's a shite state of affairs, Tommy. And ain't nobody gonna... I don't know what would come. Yeah, decouple the node. And take control of the Jeep. And Jeep me the Jeep out of here. What are you doing? Okay, back is forward for some reason. Goddamn control from here. Nonsense. Park over there, Jeepy. Alright, so... Definitely seeing an issue with the wheelbase. Definitely noting a bit of a wheelbase issue. I mean, maybe I could just roll right over him. Fuck it, I'm a monster truck. I'll just... you're not. You. I'm a fucking monster truck. I'll just roll right over him. Your wheels are in my way? Not anymore, bitch! Yeah. Yeah, that's not a problem. And we could absolutely, like, spin them 90 degrees and get them in there, too. I would assume. I would like to believe, anyway. So, boom. We're over the top of them. We're ready to hump. We could do some humping. And my idea would be to, create an action group that will spin these wheels to the 90 and stuff like that for us. But, boom. And actually, they need to be, some of them need to spin... Really, we need to break the symmetry, and I'm going to do that right now. So remove from symmetry you. You need to be 0, probably. Put you on 0. And I think the same is going to be true of you. Remove from symmetry, and you go to 0. And then when I go forward... Oh, they're all pulling out at the same time. Really? But I flipped you. Alright, well then you go to 0 as well. You're fighting each other. Some of you are fighting each other. What is it, you? You go to 180. Maybe it's... See what I'm seeing here? It's like... I can't figure it out exactly. I can't quite figure out what's what. We'll just rock back and forth until we're kind of lined up with them and then hit the brakes. And then everybody go to... Oh, shit. Now how are you going to get everybody to go to where you want them to go? Oh, I'll just click on them a bunch. So target angle U. Forward is forward. No. You need to be at 90. Everybody needs to be at 90. Get to your 90, bitches. Bitches, get to your 90. Fucking... No, you. Get your goddamn 90, I said. Not your 78, you're 90. There you go. And then you, finally, the rotation over here. That's entirely wrong. 90. Okay, now forward is forward and back is back. Thank you, squad, for this amazing game with good physics. Yeah. Left one's at 0, right one's at 180. It's too wobbly and not enough wibbly. Oh no, strike that, reverse it. Okay, so now what we would do is get it. Get it, Pawn, from like one end or the other. I'm gonna start from the rear. I'll start from the front because I prefer the rear. So, you know, we'll get around to the good stuff in a minute. Are you low? You're a little bit lower than probably we need to be. Let's bring you back up a bit. Okay, so it looks pretty good. Somewhere in there, maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower. Yeah, 2.21. It's the magic number. All right, so brakes are off. Brakes are off now. Let's go over here. Just gently. Oh God, I'm gonna get it from the rear before I want it from the rear. Okay, like no, jeez, a little bit. Oh my God, just shove them around if you want to, you know. Okay, there you go. I've got very weak like docking forces set up here so that it doesn't do crazy shit. We did it. All right, we've got it from that end. We've got it from one end. See, with all that wibbly? What wibbly? Well, I could structurally support it on this end. I took out the wobbly. The wibbly, it'll be fine. It'll be wine even. It'll be... Alright, so then, just like, start suck you together a little bit. Oh, shit, well both of them would have to move together, don't they? So we'll do this in stages. One will compress the other. We'll compress the other. You know, separating things out, creating some program groups where they do things a little bit automatically for us. All these things could and will be, well, some of them could be. Some of them, all of them could be done. Some of them will be. Which is which? Who's really to say? I think we got it from the rear now. We have to have grabbed it there. If I click on it, do I have an undock? Not on that side. I do on this side. We've got it. So we have capture, and now if we just lift, boom, boom, we have a free floating fuel tank. Now where do we want to go with it? We got a lot of power. We can move it rather quickly. Where do you want to go today? Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Huh? There's little wibbles, some wobbles, some woobles. Is what it is. Get some speed up. And I just want to hit that ramp at max speed, whatever my max speed is, while carrying 10% of this. That's what I want to see. Let's test this actually... Oh shit! Oh God! That this actually works. Okay, so hit it. Oh, I ran out of electric charge. So we only hit it at 14 meters per second. It's fine. It's fine. I ran out of electric charge because it's not designed to restore its electric charge yet. It's just designed so that the robotics work. But it took me so long getting the robotics in the right place, we ran out of electricity. What are you gonna do? Well, I could come over with the Jeep and push it around, but... I mean, Jeb can still steer it. We just can't make any forward, velocity or backward velocity. We could lock the brakes up. There's all kinds of things we could do with it because Jeb's still in there. I wonder if he's got cranks. in order to, like, control this stuff. If I wanted it to go up or down, would it still go up or down? It would not. Wait, no, that's the transfer rate. Yeah, no. No, once you're out of electricity, the robotics stop working for some reason. I don't understand. Launch it! Well, there's more to be done. You know? I just ran out of electricity. It doesn't have the ability to fly itself. My goal would be for this to fly to the moon. The whole thing.
I always enjoy a good spit roast.
That's what we're doing today. That's a completely different reference, what that is. But yeah, how you like me now, what it at? Huh? It's good. It's damn good. It all works. So we can do it. We can use it. As is, where is, how is. How is you. Brakes on, and we'll recover this vessel, we'll recover all the other vessels, and then what I want to do, okay, here's the plan for today, is we got to finish that craft. We got to figure out, like, how to make it into a ship that flies, hopefully to the moon. So it needs to be able to land itself. It needs to be able to, you know, grab that fuel tank and be able to fly itself to the moon, and then it can play among the stars. So those things want to happen. I want to, when we send that up, because it's only, how much does it weigh? Shit, I shouldn't have started that sentence until I was looking at the numbers. How much does it weigh? Because it's only 4.83 tons on its own. I want to send the arm, the animated arm, for Bill to sit up there and stare at the fuel refinery with. Maybe it'll increase my my rate of liquid fuel production even more, that he's moving around and there's a light shining on him. So I want to send that, and then as long as we're doing that, it's not much weight. We've been sending like 10 tons places, 10-ton payloads lately. So it's not 10 tons yet. We also want to have a refueling, you know, place, a refueling platform at the landed Minmus base, where we can fly the Spider down. He's got a docking port in his Grundle, so we need like a Grundle docking port. We want to be able to like drive the Jeep up and have like a kind of a tap that ass kind of a docking port where you and then we want a docking port, I don't know, like other docking, I don't know. But like, so why not do all of that in a single launch, since we can? Yeah, and there'll be room right here. We don't even need like another fairing or anything. We put the arm in here, we put everything in this space. That's gonna be a big bulge in the fairing, let me tell you something right there, but it's the best way to do it, I think. Maybe, probably could be. But this craft itself needs design work. We need to make sure that once it has a supply, it needs to have its own supply of fuel in the event that we aren't carrying a giant fuel tank. And it needs to have its own engines and shit like that. So there's things that need to be done on this. And we're gonna do those things after a live stream break, because we've only been here for 50 minutes, but god damn it. Build an elevator to put it into space. To put into space. What? Build an elevator? I found out that you could make a very good, like, catapult out of just physics glitches with robotics while I've been playing with all of this. That'd be... Somebody's already done like a video, right? Danny's probably done a video just showing that if you, like, attach one thing to the other and then click the undock button and there's a Kerbal standing on top of it. Boom! Surely on Minmus, lowering the wheel leg things will make it jump 20 feet into the air. Oh shit, that's another thing. So that's what we'll do. When we get back, we're gonna make that craft into something that can fly itself to the places, the moon included. I'm just taking a live stream break. I know I just got here. Fly it to places, to the moon, play among stars. I have been up since 6 a.m. Damn it. But I'm going to take a 7-minute break. We come back, we start working on that, and then we figure out how it all comes together. I'll tell you about all the different bugs that I discovered while working with the robotics, and how Squad is in my top 3 of people who don't know how to make a game, but that's their job anyway. All that and more when we come back from this 7-minute live stream break. Don't go anywhere. Paw not out.
Do you know the secrets of making friends? They are so simple and easy. That looks easy enough. And Joey is going to try it out.
Now the summer's here, but just for a while. The night arrives, now I can smile. Just a little bit, speak up a little bit. It's past my bedtime, a season ago. Just a little bit, put out a little bit. When the birds and the insects put on a show. Give up a little bit. As the heat goes up, the cares go down.
Find good things in people.
As the fire gets hot all around the
Tell
town.
them the good things.
Summer's here to start, but it's not too
Smile and
late
talk to people. That's the first thing.
to feel the need to pollinate.
All day, things have been going better for Joey. Still smiling and talking to people, finding good things about people and telling them about the good things. Going home isn't going to be lonely this time.
When the morning comes and no one's around, the sun struts in blinding, but without a sound. My friends and I laugh as we sit in the dark and watch the hills blossom near Central Park. And as the heat goes up, the cares go down. As the fire gets hot all around the town. Summer's here to start, but it's not too late to feel the need to pollinate.
Mother thinks that's a good idea.
It's the sign of the season to pollinate. You know you never need a reason to pollinate. It's the sign of the season to pollinate. You know you never need a reason to go.
I had a system, a particular way that I put it all out there. With thoughts and words and pen and paper melodies. Was on a mission, a continuous wave of inspiration. With thoughts and words and pen and paper melodies. Such a breeze. But now I wonder what to sing, 'cause I can't think of anything. The time ticks away, blinded by an empty page. With all particular way that I put it all out there. When inhibitions strip away, is there anything left? There's no pain, there's no conflict. I've kinda drawn a blank here. There's no drama, there's no sideshow, and I'm all out of ammo. We don't fight, we don't break up. I'm kinda coming up empty. How do you write a song when you're happy? How do you write a song when you're happy? How do you write a song when you're happy? How do you write a song when you're happy? How do you write a song when you're happy?
You're listening to Ronan Bond Radio, the only new rock in Detroit. Welcome back to a twitch.tv/Ronan Bond live stream on twitch.tv/Ronan Bond. You drunk or just tired? I'm working on the first one. I'm definitely the second one. Welcome back, Bond. What's the artist of that song? I don't know. It was on screen, Shirley. Shirley? Who's Shirley? It's, MMO. MMO. That's good luck searching for that. I don't know what MMO, but MMO Happy MP3 song, maybe. Get lucky. Roll the dice. You know, couldn't find it. It said MMO, but I couldn't find it. Yeah. Right? Right? MMO song. Let me see if I can find it. MMO song. Happy. Here's what I'll add to it. It is Creative Commons licensed. Medieval, no. Shit. Yeah, that is hard to find. They didn't do good work on this in terms of, you know, there's some bands that just kind of got screwed just out of, like, they didn't realize the internet was going to be a thing, and so they named themselves certain things that you can't search for. There's a band called The Music. Kind of, but that's old stuff. MMO, shoot. You know what? Here's what you do. I'll show you what you do. We go to we'll go to freemusicarchive.org. Is it .org? Because I'll bet anything that 1,000 years ago, this is where I happened to find them. MMO Happy.
I had a system, a particular way.
Random acts of it's that. There you go. Do that. You got it. Just do that. Redeem your bat now for gift cards. Do you have bat, everybody? I'm gonna buy some bat. You know what bat? It's one of them, you know, alternative money coin thing. Let's wait a sec before we start playing Kerbal. I've been bat coin value. I've been looking at this a lot lately. So bat is what Brave uses for advertising. So anybody who wants to advertise through Brave has to use the basic attention token. And they're trying to make it into a thing, and they've actually had some success at that. Intel purchased some advertising through them recently. Amazon is purchasing advertising through them. So the bat is actually looking like a stable, you know, one of these weird coin things. Not super stable, but like it's stable in the terms that it's going to survive. It looks like it's one that's going to survive. It's been around for, I think, since 2018 or something like that. And the price is currently it's around 30, well, it's 35 cents right now this hour. But you can see that it's been doing, in fact, show me like the past 14 days. If you had bought BAT, okay, and this is 14 days ago, it was 30 cents, okay? How I got into this is like a little bit of mystical weirdness, but it just like came up. It was to do with Brave, but the fact that I got interested in BAT is like, I feel like it's the same feeling that I had when Google was going public, and I don't play the stock market. I don't know about this kind of shit that much. Just, you know, I know things. But But I never done anything like this. When Google went public, I said to myself, you should buy some Google. You don't know how to buy stocks. You never bought a stock before in your life. You should buy some Google. And I believe their initial public offering was like between $80 and $110 per share, something like that. And what everybody was saying in the news was that it's overvalued to start. I wouldn't buy at this rate, blah, 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 blah. Google, within a few months, was worth several $100s. It had doubled and tripled and quadrupled and then 500 and stuff. And it was like, I had this feeling you should buy Google. And it wasn't attached to anything in particular, just like I should. And I didn't. Didn't buy anything. I had the same feeling about BAT, and it's the second time in my life I've ever had a feeling about this. I came into contact with BAT. In fact, like 2-3 months ago, it was 17 cents a share. 17 cents per coin, ostensibly. If you had bought it around that 17-20 cent mark, today you would have doubled your money. And earlier this week, it was peaking at 42 cents. And it just looks like the kind of thing that's going to be stable if you're willing to, not stable, that it's going to survive. It's one of these coins that's actually going to be around, and it's going to have slow and steady growth, and it's going to do this thing where it peaks occasionally and then has a correction, and then peaks occasionally and has a correction. And what you're looking for is to see on the larger trend, is it peaking and then correcting, but correcting to a higher value than it was before? And BAT has shown that in a trend each time. It is like, it peaks, and then people go, oh, what are we doing? It's BAT, it's some stupid fucking coin. And then it stays down there for a while, and then there's another peak, and then it stabilizes again, and the stabilizing has been a slow but steady increase. This is the kind of thing for 30 cents a share. I'm waiting for it to get below 30 cents again, and then I might actually be interested in doing this. But you buy this now, and forget about it for 3 years. You come back and you've got, 4 times your money sitting there that you paid in for it. I'm telling you, BAT. It's not like the next big thing. It's not going to turn into any like current. It's just like, it's a viable investment is what I think. Isn't Brave that company that set up fake fundraisers under the names of popular YouTubers without telling or asking them? I don't know. I haven't heard of that. Brave is a browser that is Chrome, but without all of the Google watching everything that you do shit. And I have been very happy with it the past 2 weeks that I've been using it. Still in that testing period to see what's going to happen. But you don't have to have those little advertisements that pop up. I turned them on intentionally because I want the people who are making this to make money and keep making this because it's good. It's very good. But all that's neither here nor there. We're curbling. I'm just giving you fucking digital coin investment tips. What are we doing here? I'm tipsy is what I am. Brave browser sucks. I use Vivaldi. Brave browser is Chrome. If you think Chrome sucks, then Brave sucks. If you think Chrome is actually very good, but you just wish that Google would stop watching everything you do and you didn't want to be leaving a fingerprint all over the fucking internet and have corporations just watching you 24/7, then Brave is Chrome, but without the monitoring. I love it. I'm very much enjoying it. What are we doing? We are taking my monstrous robotic cargo hauler shipyard. It's this. And when it's all tucked up like this, it just kind of looks like, what the hell even is that? But when we unfold it, boy, is she something. But I've already unfolded it. Did you miss it? Did you not see it? Where were you? Where the fuck were you when I was here? I'll do it again. So, whoop. Legs go down like so. All right. Legs go out like so. Wheels spin. It's like 90. Like so. These guys. Fuck it, stop with the numbers now. I'm done with that. Boom, they link up and hold it together, and we have ourselves this super stable 8-wheeled thing hauler that we can grab stuff, we can grab our fuel tanks with, and then pick them up and be able to haul them across the surface of Minmus on our way to launch toward the moon. That's what's going on right now. What we need to see, is how to make this into something that we can actually fly around, because it doesn't have anything but the robotics necessary to make it do what it do now. Chrome clone users are like socialists, to be honest. F your particular strain of socialism, it sucks. Mine is the only good one. Linux users too. Yeah, Linux is... Linux. It's Linux is what it is. It's just, it's complicated, esoteric, and the people who are really into Linux, they like it that way. They're the people, you know, people who use fucking Linux for an operating system, you know who they are? They're people who play Kerbal Space Program, fucking weirdos. They want, like, their little insular communities where it's like, you gotta know shit that you couldn't possibly know without already knowing it, and you can't be told, and you gotta just do it. You're not in the in crowd until you've sweat and bled fucking... fighting the game's bugs, and then you can make comments, and even then probably not. Yen Pound says this doesn't work on Minmus. You're on! Wait, I don't have to pay you if I lose, do I? That ain't happening. Every Linux has a manual, type man, yeah. Yeah, it's very simple too. It's so easy, and God, it just covers what you need to know. Oh, it's just, I mean, Linux and Windows, I don't know why Linux hasn't overtaken the world when it's just as convenient and easy to work with as Windows. All you gotta do is type man into the black console and then read the documentation for several hours. It's great. I love Linux, I just wish software worked on it. Yeah, that's another issue. Anyway, I'm building a thing. Pay attention to me. It has nothing to do with their monopoly. I mean, it has everything to do with their... No, it actually doesn't. Linux is not a competitive operating system, because even the Ubuntus and things that have tried to make it Windows-like, it's not, you can't just like go download something and install it, you know? End users don't have any idea and don't want to have any idea and don't need to have any idea, as proven by Apple and Windows for fucking 50 years, about compiling fucking software. They don't want to have to untar anything, you know? It's hard enough to get them to understand the concept of fucking unzipping, and I was like, tar? What's that? Well, it's basically unzipping, it's just a different... I'm confused! You can't... So... Minmus. Give us delta V for Minmus in vacuum. And then liquid fuel is another thing that we're gonna want on this thing. And I hate to put too much, you know, like little spots of liquid fuel is what I'm thinking. Let's just put almost nothing on there and see where we're starting with this load by almost nothing plus a spark. So that's 123 meters per second, delta V on its own. Not quite enough to get itself landed, but almost. And that's what Minmus is fucking great for, is just, you know, it's Minmus, man. It just kind of works, doesn't it? Not like Linux. Linux doesn't. Talking about end users, they don't know how to double click in Windows. My grandpa once single clicked an icon and pressed the start button. No joke. Who started Paul off on his rant? We know better. What rant? I don't... What is life, baby? Don't hurt me. No more. No more! So, it's two of you, up the ass. Two of you, maybe like that, and then up. Right? Just a little, that kind of a thing, thank you. Okay. Okay. What kind of delta V are we getting, or TWR rather? So there's 240 meters per second, TWR of 7.52. I think we're gonna need more engines than just that. You know? Because we're gonna be hauling a big thing, and trying to get the big thing off the surface. Well, Pawn, why not just experiment and see? Why not just find out by saying we would be hauling this much liquid fuel? Okay, just one of them though. We really only need the, here, can you just put it up there? We only need the one of them, and then we would also we'd have one of these. And if they were both full and we were carrying them, TWR 1.52. We can get it done. I would prefer to have two engines. Two sparks would make me feel real good about our ability to move that load, and also landing when it's empty, 1.52 to come off. We could probably just do that. We could probably just do that. You know, 1.52 just to leave Minmus. It would just be when we're coming off of the surface, 1.52. When we're coming back, these would still be weight, but they would be empty. Because we would have transferred all the fuel over, or mostly empty, and then we're back up to 5.21 for landing. We could just do that. Can we just have a live stream of Pawn in front of a fire with a beer ranting about random things? That I would watch. And another thing! Sure. My grandpa knows better than to attempt using technology. My grandma, she has a smart TV with a Wii remote. But other than that, not a fucking thing. I remember when Pawn did entire streams just ranting without ever actually getting into a game. One of those were the halcyon days, weren't they? But we can carry this load. Does anyone have a problem with me going with 1.52 TWR when full coming off of Minmus? You know? It's not bad. This thing carries a shit ton of monoprop in its belly, too. I'm gonna go with that. Maybe I'll relocate the Oscars or switch them out for different fuel tanks. You know, like having two of these on here could look neat. But they'd have to be center of massish. What are you doing there? Like the two of you, and then actually we could do mirror mode with snapping. Yeah. And then if we got rid of those, 319 off of you guys. Looks kinda interesting. I think maybe up, actually. Like, I love the fact that this thing, like, hovers above its load. You know what I mean when I say words like that. And it is the dirtiest thing that you can imagine is exactly what I fucking mean. But that's kind of cool. 319 meters per second at LTV out of that. That is enough for it to be able to land itself from low orbit. Probably be nice to have more on it, but we'll for now, the things that are. Any TWR greater than 1.01 is just a waste. What in the name of Kerbala is this thing? It's, you ever been to the docks? You know? Just to, like, get a loan from a mob shark kind of guy. You know, you go down to the docks, and then there's some ladies of the evening. You know what I'm talking about while you're there. You see that there's the big boxes that they put on the ships. The thing comes and it grabs them and then picks them up and moves them somewhere or drops them. That's what this is. Mobile. Mobile box grabber picker upper, except for fuel tanks on the surface of Minmus. Grab it from both ends. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm bumping. No? No, okay. Horror fuel. Balls. It's gotta look cool, you know? The thing is, it's gotta look cool. And it should also be, like, centered weight, if possible. Will you just... I've pressed all of the directions now, for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake, Tommy. You know, and it can't be penetrating. I won't allow that. It's not allowed. I just won't do it. I won't let people do it. It's not right. It's just not... That boy ain't right. Here's the thing. What's the thing? Yeah, it doesn't matter. What's the thing, Pawn? I don't know. We can't put it there anyway. Silly Pawn. Silly Pawn. You can't put that there. It's gonna burn the fucking fuel tank. You stoop. I had a plan for that, actually. And now I'm remembering what my plan is. Damn Oscar B's don't look good there either. I don't like them either. But that could be, maybe even in the other color. Kind of like the yellow. It makes it pop more, but having it blend is also kind of cool. Engines. Okay? We could go for like force spiders, because they gotta be on the edges. They definitely gotta be on the edges. So, don't want to burn the, anything off, but we could have like force spiders here, snapping. Boom. What's our TWR? 2.97. That is not going to be enough to lift the heavy load when we have the heavy load. We go up to the twitches. 4 of them. Why you all upside down, yo? Why you gotta be all upside down and shit? 281 meters per second. 22.7. Holy pooples, peoples. That's a lot of TWR. That is an excessive amount of TWR. I am actually thinking about maybe putting on like 8 spiders. 0.08, you're 0.02, so once I got 4 of those, it's equal to 1 of you. Yeah, I'm thinking about putting on 8 spiders. Or 16. However many it takes to make it happen. 5.86 TWR, or yeah, TWR, 290 meters per second. We're getting more TWR out of that, right? Because the ants are more efficient than the twitches, but the sparks are the best thing. But because we are where we are, who we are, when we are, it has to be with those that I did there. Now you understand. Now you get me. Alright, so you back there, and then you back here. TWR for takeoff 1.21 with that amount of thrustage, which is not great. But nuggets with the ants, we could totally have like a pair of these guys just here, and even if it's like firing down on the fuel tank, the ants aren't gonna blow a fucking fuel tank, let me tell you something. And that gets us back up to the 1.51 that we had when we were using just the spark with 2,690 meters per second at Delta V. You know, I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I kind of dig it. Do you dig it? Can you dig it? I could dig it. I'm just going to leave you there as we need to test. The other thing this is going to need is, you know, thruster blocks, RCS. Making a space dock, I am trying to carry liquid fuel to from the surface of Minmus, where we're drilling and refining it, to our orbital base at the moon. And this is for picking up the fuel tank and then flying it there, would be the other part of that kind of needs to be handled. You guys, what if, like, at the edges is what I'm thinking, you know? Less is more, sure, but where the fuck am I gonna have them? Ooh, hello. Hello, what about you there? That would give us most of the directions for maneuvering, but like our is there with the, and then it's that kind of a thing. But you know, once we've got the load carried down here, once we're carrying a load, you know, it's pulled down here, then the center of mass is gonna be way the fuck down there. We should probably design for that, because trying to dock this thing, and it looks like it's very in line with all that shit that's going on. So yeah. Who? What if instead of these guys, on here, we did this, and then we had 4 of them with snap it. You got some snap for me? Snap it. Snap it, baby. Crackle it. Pop it. What are you attaching to right now? Because I want you attaching to, like, not the thing you're attached. Yeah, I want you to attach to this, and I'll get you where I want you. Which is, I think, high. High is better. Get you high, and then you'll do what I want you to do. What? No, huh? No, Shit, it's putting them in the wrong places, though. This is the problem with, Kerbal, with everything. This is the problem with life in general, okay? When I built this, I did it with a mixture of radial and the other kind of symmetry. Mirror symmetry, and I did it smartly, I did it rightly. This is not because I'm an idiot, it's because the game is shit. It mixes everything up, it doesn't know how to put things together, it will allow you to put some of them together, and then the next time that you adjust it, it'll like jump everything around because it doesn't know whether it should be radial or mirror anymore, even though you've set it up. What the fuck? So, yeah, it's fine, though. It's my favorite, is what it is. Just one, please. And what we'll do is, I don't fucking know. We'll do it one each. We'll do it all by hand, because Kerbal. Because Kerbal. So, you... there. The less I have to do drag arounds, the easier this will be. So if I did just leave you like that... okay. And I'll just do that on every fucking side. I've tried taking it apart and putting it back together so that I could get the right, like, mirror modes and stuff. There's just no way to do it. The game fucks up. It's the game. It is absolutely the game. There's certain things I know about this game, and that is one of them. It just fucks up. So, I'm gonna put that line so that it's going, like, it's diving right into that line, and then over here, this line, and that's how I'll, like, get this the same on every side, even though I'm having to do it by hand. That line dives into that line. Okay? That's the plan, Stan. It's a good 50-50 pawn versus the game, right? And I've done this, I built it in, you know, the other, the space plane hangar is where I actually built most of this, but when you go to load something out that you've built in the space plane hangar for testing, probably want to switch over to the VAB. Look at this. What is this? Huh? Huh? It's flipping out and shit. Doesn't know what to do. It wants to change my shit on me. That's what it'll do. With the mirror modes and shit like that. You go to drag something else, and it's like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna vibrate things. It's fucked up. What was I saying? Oh, you wanna, if you build something in the space plane hangar, you wanna take it out to test it. My recommendation is that you do not test it on the runway, because reverting from the runway has consistently caused the weirdest fucking crashes that actually make it so I have to restart my fucking computer. Reverting from the VAB will occasionally crash as well, but in a way that doesn't require me to restart my fucking computer. So, yeah. Alright, now we have... You've got the force, it's the same directions, Pawn. Why would you do that? They're all... I mean, but we do, it's just there, that way and that way. So then you gotta put forward and back, up and down, up and down. Oh, I don't want to, Dad. He was doing all that work. I was hoping that it would just handle it for me. Maybe the GPU. So yeah, it's the GPU. It's the GPU. That's what it is. How do I get, like, a bunch of directions done at once so I don't have to worry about it? If I put one of these guys on the top of each of those, that's all 4 directions except for up and down. And then we could do up and down from there. From that guy. But those would be on the center of mass. That's how we'll do this. So everything that I just did, that you just sat here and watched, pretend like you didn't see none of that. Never happened. You know, you didn't sit around waiting for me to do that. You're not that, you wouldn't. So this, what are you doing? Don't worry about it. Just there. In fact, this, I could probably actually use the 4-time symmetry on, because it doesn't matter. And then with a bit of snapping on the absolute, boom, that's dead center. You're not actually venting through that one, which annoys me, but not enough to actually fix it, I don't think. Like, I'd just drill a hole through it if I was actually making this thing. You know, I'll tell you what maybe we could do. We could do this, and then I put you through on that side. But then over there, you're in a different place, and then over there, you're like that one, and then over here, you're like this one. So that's why I'm not gonna fuck with you. Alright? I know it doesn't come through, but the game is shit. It's ass. So we do what we can, what we have to, when we can, while we're doing what we have to do when we're doing it. And then all I need is up and down. It's actually 4, so up and down will actually have half power, unless I put 2 of these up and 2 of these down. Yeah, which is what I'll do. So 2 of you up, and 2 of you down. And I'm willing to leave you where you are. Get rid of the fucking center of mass overlay. Nobody wants to look at that shit. Nobody ever wants to look at your center of mass overlay, game. Get it out of my life. Get it out of my hair. It'll wash this man right out of my hair. Now we have monopropellant in all of the directions for the final docking maneuver, which we will be able to do through the other side of the docking port as we approach, while holding the fuel tank. That's the plan. Take it to the desert base? Hello, Germasian. Haven't replied to you on Discord. I've just been so swamped with being tired. Not really doing much. But I love the parachute design. The Oscar Bees don't look good. I wouldn't bother with them. Don't trouble yourself with that. The larger tanks, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. But if you did finish the large Germasi, okay. So if anybody watched, Germasi's been like texturing Kerbal parts with my logo and shit. I would want like the 1.5 meter tank or whatever it is that you've done as an extra part, so that I'd have the option of just putting one in, because it's very garish, you know, to just be like, rodent pawn everywhere. But to have the option of dropping one in, so if it were, you know, it had its own part file with the DDS, that kind of thing. So it's the same thing, unchanged, copy paste in, but it shows up as a second tank that has my shit on it. That's kind of You have hair? Who has hair? If you've got hair, leave. Except for me, who definitely has hair. Look at it. It's fantastic, right? It's fan-fucking-tastic. You're welcome, world. What else needs to be done? Like, it can fly itself. It's got the kind of TWR we're looking for. You know what? Now that we've added all that shit to it, actually, where'd my tanks go? I had tanks to drop, and then I must have thrown them away, because I forget. Give me the big tanks again. Put it up there. Put it in the hole. 1.5 TWR when full for takeoff at Minmus. When they're dry, it's better. When we're not carrying anything at all, it's even better. But those numbers are okay, unless it's lying to me about Minmus. It couldn't possibly be, right? It wouldn't do that to me. It wouldn't just have Minmus in vacuum figures without being like Minmus at sea level, Minmus at altitude, Minmus in vacuum, because, you know, the gravity does become denser the closer you are to the surface. It wouldn't do that as the base game, would it? Unless it doesn't really matter. It's so close, the numbers don't even change. My hair is so long, it gets caught in car doors. Are you writing a country song? My hair is so long, it gets caught in car doors. I went to see your mom and her friend, yes, those whores. That kind of a thing? Is that what you're doing? Hey, so that's the monoprop. This thing carries a bunch of monoprop on its own, so it's ready for that. It's got a little bit of fuel on it. Right now we're looking at 275 meters per second at Delta V. I would prefer to have more. I would prefer to have like 350 for landing. You know, when we're just under load ourselves, because you know me in landing, I always got to do something. I could just be down and landed, but I always want to like, I'm going to land over here. Let's do a backflip first. So I'd like to, it would be good to, if more though. And you know what? These could look good up here. If I merged you into that. You know, because, like, I like the idea of this being kind of... It should look industrial, you know? It is industrial. It should be industrial. The industrialness of it should be unindustrialified. And you can't criticize this industrialness. It's too much Delta V, though. It's an unnecessary amount of Delta V and liquid fuel. for the things that we intend to do with this. You see, now, if I put it in, there you go. I get the 2x mode. If we had just a couple of balls on top, you know, just balance, no, we'd merge them in. They look like they're connected somewhere, as though they make the slightest bit of sense. You know, and then hide them in there with the right colors. Balls are you always gotta, like, penetrate your balls in somewhere else. They just don't look like they should be really anywhere, you know? I mean, nobody likes just looking at balls when you get right down to it. That's... You either gotta hide them, you gotta penetrate somewhere with your balls. Nobody wants to see them. There's that. What do you think of that? I could get behind that, and we need electric. We need this to be able to generate some of its own power, and I'm torn with whether to do fuel cells, because we've been doing that a lot on the surface of Minmus. It would go with what we were already doing, or to, you know, solar panel it up. Just kind of stock, stable, standard, stooples, stoobity-doo, stir. With you, I could do mirror, and then double antennas. Let's just see if there's other places on the ship where it looks good to have antennas, to have the antenna, an antenna, all the antenna. There's that landing gear there that could be, probably needs to be put somewhere else anyway, but... Is this even the kind of antenna that you want on it? You know what? If you want it to be industrial looking, Pawn, can I get this? This is always a hard part to get to, you know, go anywhere, really. But we have the bottom of it. I haven't done a goddamn thing with the bottom of it. Although... This is, if it's a piloted craft and it's not going to be probe controlled, should I make this? I usually make everything so that it can be probe controlled. Yeah, you should. Yeah, so it's got its probe controls, you, and then where's the Octo logo? Is that right? No, it's the other way, Pawn. It's this way. So the Octo's toward the rear label on it anyway. So you got that. We need electric generation. Focus on the electric generation first, because I don't know what you're doing with the comm system. Probes are for noobs who value Kerbal lives. I like to have it on there. It makes my Kerbals better pilots, but I agree. Could just put a big old one of you on there. You're worth 1,000, are you? The vessel this small, I do kind of I fancy the idea of having it where I had it before, which was just, you know, tucked in there. Both sides. Mirror mode. You know how I like my vessels greebled. Well greebled is what I tend to be looking for. Is a nice bit of the greebling. If I pulled you up a bit. Yeah, you'd be there. You'd be just about anywhere at this point. It's a couple of batteries. It should be able to generate some of its own electric, or, you know, refuel itself a bit. I just, maybe the 3x2s. I haven't used the 3x2s much at all. Use the ones that pack up, though, Pawn, if you're gonna use them. You don't fit anywhere. The ones that pack up are as big as a goddamn ship. It's just so fucking... and I don't have any room now that I put these balls on here. Oh, my balls are in there? Where do I even stick my panels with balls this big? Damn. Yeah, I don't see where I'd put them. Like, I could, maybe with you guys, no snapping, would open up down. I like that it's tucked, you know? Are we still on? Yeah, stay with mirror mode. And then... But you're up and then you twist into the thing. That's the problem. Yeah, it's the problem. That's always a problem, buddy. It's always a fucking problem, innit? Is that when they spin, they're gonna, you know, merge through the other part of this. And in there, you're blocking the goddamn window, kinda. You know, you'd be all right there. Extend the solar panel. If you wanted it to go out like that. What about the 3x2s? Would they clear that? They're not gonna clear that, because then they'll be too close to the damn ship. You like the balls? Because they're wobbly? You like the wobbly balls. Alright. You know what I could do? I could turn the mirror off. If I toggle the flag. What? I meant to say something about the flag, and I think it came out with mirror. I think the word mirror slipped in there. Ooh. Ooh, I love that. I mean, I like that. I mean, I hate that. That's ugly. No, I like that. I quite enjoy what is happening there. Are you... Yeah, you're twisted weirdly. Stupid. Quit doing that, you dingus. No, alright, well, alright, absolute. Find the correct snap. There you go. And then you... got what I need. And you say he's just a friend. You say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need. What if I turn this battery upside down and then dropped it a little bit down? I just want the, like, I want the positive and negative near where they could lick it. Don't judge me. You can't judge me. What I do is between me and God. Okay? 370 meters per second. That's good. I like that number. Smoke those balls of Kipper. They'll be back for... Sorry? Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance to do your dance at the Space Jam. Okay. Mecha Spider. Mecha. Shiva. Mecha. This is gonna be too heavy. And it won't fit. It's kind of a weirdish design, but I like it, I think. If I take you up a little bit more, and then maybe take you up a little bit more, you know, give it some height on its ball, like let it show its ass off. It's mating season, and it's, hey, boys, that kind of a thing is what's going on there, I think. But all those lines they work out, kind of nice. I don't hate it. And it gives us the right amount of delta V. TWR is getting worse as we go. Pulled the weight off the center, but... You know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Really? They come for you, bad boys. Bad boys? What are you going to do? When is they cometh for thine? Jeebus? I could reverse it. Let's just, I don't think it'll look good, so I'm just gonna do this so I can control Z, but just, you know, gotta make it there, and then you go up here instead. Yeah! That doesn't look good. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I like, you know, I'm trying to come up with something visually interesting. Visually interesting. And actually, show me the center of mass again. Because I'm thinking I could pull you forward a bit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then you come in a little bit. And then see how that line goes into the other line? That's what I'm trying to do there. Right? And then the center of mass, still a bit to the back, to the rear, but I'm happier with that, I think. It's more interesting kind of a madoodle majigger. And most of our, like, center of thrust will be generated out there. We've got way more engines there, so it's not as though our center of thrust is too far off of what we're doing here. So I'm happy. I'm happy. We have electric generation. I'm gonna go ahead and pull you guys back in. We have electric storage in the batteries there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and spin them back. They're just looks weird for them to be upside down. You know, I like how it greebled it, but I can't do it. And I've made a little bit more room for them now by moving the fuel tanks around stuff. So we got the fuel, we got the monoprop, we got the electric generation. We don't have any comms. And we did put a probe on it, so it's gonna need some comms. Comms are just becoming more and more of an issue. I never have a good place to stick the comms on. If the weight is being pulled slightly to the rear, then how about if I just had like one satellite balanced on top of this, one antenna anyway, balanced on top of this guy, and then, you know, it almost fits. And if this were horseshoes, then that would be fine. But this is rocket science. It almost fits. Almost looks good. And if this weren't a Ronin Pawn livestream, that'd be fine. Can I go up a tick? Can? How many ticks can I go up? Want you there. I think I'm good with that. What would be the waist of his legs? The waist of his legs? Does he not walk? What are you talking about? Huh? What about the bottom part of the leggy thingies? Bottom part of the leggy thingies? Down here? These? What about them? Huh? They're sexy. What's your problem? What do you need? Who's your daddy? What's going on? Karen. Who's Karen? We don't know. That could be everything right there. And one more time, damn it, where's the fuel tank? I keep throwing it out. Apparently I like building it so much. So you, to there, one more check of our ability to haul this amount of weight. So one of you, that's 1.47. If we want to get really specific, it also has 2 of these on it. 1.46, it also has 2 docking ports on it. The juniors. Still 1.46 TWR. And we go to haul that with 2,607 meters per second from Minmus to the moon. Meow. 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 So now they could get out through here and out through the back. I could just put shit right over the top of where they can usually exit from there, because it is a second entrance and exit, but yeah. We've got 4 power going up, 4 power going down, because each one of those direct thruster blocks has 2 power. And that equals everything else that's going on here, because each one of these is worth 1. So each direction of these is 1, 2, 3, 4 on all the other directions. So we have equal monoprop authority in all directions and power and stuff. Is there anything else that I need on this craft, though? I don't think there is. I think we got it. We got comms, we got... Is that the lander? This is the... It lands, and then it moves fuel around. Hasib. And in fact, since it is done at this point, I'm going to go ahead and Mark 7 this. I think this is ready to launch. I think it will actually work, and it has the amount of delta V that I said I wanted minimum for like landing, so long as that's all it's ever doing on its own when it's not carrying anything. So now it's time to put it back together. Ooh, well that's what we need to do. We need to build some action grouping, or rather, I believe what it's going to take for this is I'm going to have to do some programming. I'm going to have to do some automation with a controller. Ooh, the controller can probably go somewhere and look nice. Where can you go that you look nice, Mr. Controller? Well, I'll put you right under here, actually. Give the ship a bit of a, you know, goatee. A little bit of which way do you want it? Which way do you groom your goatee? I think like that. I think that's how you're gonna have your goatee. Still, like, trying to pull weight back in that direction in case there's still... Oh, it's very, very much back to where it needs to be. It's not exactly, but exact is unnecessary for a craft such as this. So let's open up the editor. For this one, I might need multiples of these, actually. Because I think the only one that I really want and need to have, like, on hand is... I need control over all these guys rotating in the same direction. I just want the ability to turn all of the wheels to the same 90. Boom. And then we're driving that way. And then turn them back this way, then we're driving this way. So, action group me. And all 4 of these are acting as one right now, which does not work for us because if I drop back out of this to you, if I were to spin them, see, they spin it in different directions. Now it looks like the opposite corners are working together. Is that right? Does it seem right to you? No, the sides are working together. So this side is turning in the same direction, that side's turning against it. So when we're at the 180 on the right, then we want to be at the 0 on the other side. That's all we got to do is set up a 0 and a 180 thing across the 2 different sides. Because they are grouped the way they are currently, what I'll have to do is remove them all from symmetry. Or remove 2 of them from symmetry, and then the other 2 could be part of a symmetry. And that's you. I removed you from symmetry, and then I'll remove you from symmetry as well. And then we'll go over here, open up the editor, and we'll action group add. You got what I need. What we want is the target angle, and when I press this button, I want your target angle to go to 0. So we want from 0 to 180. 0 to negative 180 is what it really is, but negative 180 is 180. So give me you. From here, we want the value. Okay, you could be at 180 when we start. 179.99, and then when we end, grab that point and be at 0. And then the length of this can just be like I'll give you 2 seconds. 2 seconds to turn these wheels for me. Okay? Okay. Okay. Okay? Okay. So from 180 to 2 is what we want on this side. Add target angle of view. Set up the same thing here. Just go over to this point. 0 over 2 seconds. Good. And then add the target angle of those 2 are still a pair. And we want you to be 0'd here and then end at 180. 0. No, not length. Don't change that. Value 0, 280. Yeah, I think. Oh, lights! Lights is a good call, Jermacian. I didn't put any fucking lights on the thing. Only 90 pawn. Oh, that's right. 90 to... Okay, so 90 to 180 and 90 to 0. That's what I want to be doing. Yes. Yes, of course. So value, start at 90 and then go to 180 on this side. And for you, start at... Well, I've done it backwards, haven't I? We'll just start at... You're at 90. Yeah, start at 90. But that's the opposite of how this loads out. Do it the opposite here, and then you have to do less, maybe. I don't know. So 180 should automatically turn into... No? Negative 180. There you go. And then you go to your 90. Okay, that's no. That is a hard no. What are we doing? What have I done? We want them to just turn... Okay, you guys you're all starting there, and you're all ending, but you're facing each other in the opposite and the opposing directions still. How the fuck have I done that? You're at negative 180. We need you at 0. And then you guys... Where you at now? Negative 90. Okay. So, negative 90. Almost. Those are twisting, I guess, to the right place now. And then you... No, we want them all going to the 90, right? Am I going to end up backwards here because of how I'm doing this? What's the front and what's the back? Yeah, it looks like I'm going to end up backwards. I'm confused. You, what do you end on? Just go to the 90. So that's those two. And they're going to the 90. And then it's you two who are ending at your 0. I just didn't switch it back around? Christ almighty. So from there... And then where are you right now? I guess this is it. You're at the negative 90. So you guys are gonna spin like all the way around in order to catch up. Because of the rotation. I mean, if it's gotta be that way, it's gotta be that way, as long as they all end up pointed in the same direction. And they're all on the same 90. I think that's correct. It just sucks that they're gonna do that roll around. But it's fine. It's not a big issue. So get rid of that, and then you play. And that should allow me to drive forward. And then reverse the direction. And that would allow me to drive to the side. And hopefully they're all going in the correct direction. Everything else, I'm not going to build like another one that animates the like it coming together thing. I'll just do that by hand. I actually find it quite engaging and fun to do by hand. So save the Mark 7, and we said lights. Germacian said lights, and as is the usual, Germacian was very right that we want lights. Can I do 2? And have them end up on in the places that I expect? Yes, I can. Brilliant. All right, so you, and then absolute snapping. Find your center, and then something like that. Throw the light out there, and then I think I'm going to turn them down a little bit more so we can see what's directly in front of us. That's good. Yes, it's very good. And merge you in so that you don't look like you're just floating. Nice. A little bit out. A little bit up. Just want you tucked, but looking good. You're tucked and looking good. Very nice. What kind of color do we want? Here, I think I'll just do my usual, which would be that. The other thing that I've been doing lately here is taking this down to like 0.6 on the blue, which gives us that sort of industrial, harsh yellow kind of light. But, yeah, fuck it. That's what I've been doing a lot of things with. We'll do it. We'll do it like that. Yeah. Harsh yellow industrial lighting. Now that's on the outside, but on the inside we'd also like to have some light thrown. So, you two. Did you absolute that? Good. Turn you on. Pull off the 4. Or no, pull you down to 6. Drop that, please. Yeah, it's actually at a pretty good spot as it is right there. Drag you in. Wish I had a better like camera angle on this. In the spaceplane hangar it'd be easier to get to what I'd want to see. But I also kind of don't want to fuck with it too much. You need to... You're not going to fit if I put you there. I've been very careful about this, you know? And suddenly I'm not being. But if I target extension and bring you in, that light's just going to merge into the vessel. So you got to be somewhere where you're okay. How about like right on top? Snapping? I think there is the better looking of the place in terms of where it's throwing the light. When I put you all together, though, you're gonna get crushed by shit, aren't you? Maybe not, because you'll be hanging out here. It's certainly less light. But it gives us the right little interior glow, whereas the others are actually for seeing where you're going and shit. Yeah. Although, what I could do, if I removed from symmetry, we could go... and then have the tail lights. Them's the tail lights. I think if I put a little bit of green in there, it looks more realistic. Maybe a touch of blue. Huh? Huh? It's kind of stupid on a craft like this, isn't it? To do that? Why don't you join the stream and see this contraption? Welcome, Dionysus. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. Fuck it. I'll go with it. That's the tail lights. These are the forward lights. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Alright, fuel rail Mark 7. That is all of our lighting taken care of. Let me make sure that this is going to collapse. Well, we need to put it away anyway, so you will find out shortly enough. Go ahead and turn that light off. We need to recollapse everything. Lights off, lights off. Lights off. Let's go ahead and do the action grouping. So I just thought of it. So you, we always put electric on 8, toggle the solar panels, and then on 9, go the comms, toggle the antennas. Thank you. And now, let's collapse this thing. So, step 1, bring you in. Step 2, swing you guys to negative 180 on everybody. See, they're at... We have to test this still on the launch pad, because I'm not sure about that animation. Ooh, and I want that animation to occur on a toggle as well. So give me an action group, and then you on like 1, I suppose. Toggle play and toggle direction. So it should play it and switch the direction for the next time that we play it while we're pressing it. Now, Hugh, bring in. Are we good on that light? The light is still good. It still has clearance. And then, traverse angle. Good. I think it's good anyway. Yes. Lower traverse rate. Ah, yes, thank you. That's what I wanted to do on that one. On these guys, I wanted the traverse rate to be very slow. Let's say, for Minmus's sake, 10. The other ones can move as fast as they want. I don't fucking care, but those ones. Alright, shall we put it out on the pad and test it? It says we're down to 208 TWRY. Or 208 delta V. Why are we at 208 delta V? Oh, because the thrusters are now working against one another because of the position they're in. If you want to test it in an interesting spot from the VAB, go launch at the desert base. I don't know how to do that. How do I even... How would I do such a thing? Leave here. Like if I click launch pad, is it in here? That I can select to go to a different base or something? I'll tell you what, I'm sick of looking at the night. In the heat of the night. Oh, wow. Those clouds are moving. Under the launch, hold, it will list the launch site. So, launch. I click on that. If I hold launch vessel, is that what you're saying? So I'm right? That's a horrible way of doing this. That can't be right, right? Mission flag, Jeb's in there, launch vessel. In the VAB, I hold it. What would I do out here? Because I might not have it, you know. I don't know how career mode, normal career mode works. The green button in the VAB. Well, I'm out here now, aren't I? Let's just test it here. How do you do it out there? Surely there's a way to get out, launch it from out there, right? They wouldn't just giving you controls to be able to do it from one place, not the other. They're sane, sensible people who've made a lot of money selling a game, right? They probably do have a good... Okay. So, we're testing again. Ooh, these things look so much better outside the VAB when they're picking up weird light and stuff. Did you select additional sites? I didn't select any. I just played normal mode. So if it's not in normal mode, I probably have to unlock it then somehow or something, right? All right, let's do this thing. Let's test her. So undock from there. Undock from you. I think the next thing that you can immediately go into, Pawn, especially since the wheels are in this position, is you can, with the brakes off. Wow, we are just, there's a steady breeze out here. You can just go ahead and target angle to 165. Turn it on from the option menu. Oh. Pull the gear in, turn the brakes on now that we're in position. You guys are no longer connected, but that's fine. Then I would grab onto you guys. No. Then you would hit 1. Okay, so that was... It need the other side of animation where I go forward with them. Thank you. Thank you very much. Then, with the brakes off, it's better for it with the brakes off. Go ahead and just extend fully. Turn the brakes back on. And then extend fully here. In fact, I'll extend almost fully. And then here, I'll collapse. Ooh, no. With the brakes off. This already worked out before, Pawn. Trust what worked before, which was put these out completely now that you're completely extended. They won't actually touch. And then you drop just a touch. How did I do that before? It worked out so well. Shit. I don't know. I mean, it worked fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. So you're 2-4. You're fully extended as well. 2-4. Okay. It looks like they're not, but they are. They are. Yeah. Is there anything else? Is that fully deployed? I think it's fully deployed. Turn the lights on. Yes. And then we can just go. Okay. So we got this guy. Let's hit the brakes. Whoa. The brakes. Are you really connected? I think you're connected. Yeah, you're connected. All right, stop. Turn the RCS on. H. That is the wrong direct. Well, that's because we're still in, like, launch mode. Let's confirm that if I did control forward, H. Yep. N. Yep. Left, right, I, K, and then this is rotationals. Interesting. I won't be rotating with RCS anyway, but that looks like all of the thruster blocks are correct. SAS. SAS is always a weird thing with any, like, rolling vehicle in this game. I don't really know what to do. Turn it on SAS only and then try not to use it is basically what I go with. Let's also test the 8-9. Deploy solar panel and antenna. Looking good. And then with you guys, you know, if we were going to pick something up, we'd pick it up with this. Grab the docking port. You know what would be nice to have? It would be something that would do, I guess, an animation where both of these pull at the same time, so I don't have to do this little job. But I don't know that that's... Like, I could set one up that just goes from full to... If I set it up and then I made it just a really slow animation, then I could have it play and pause on a hotkey. That would make it easier to, you know, collapse both of them at the same time and know that you've got the exact same numbers on both sides. I mean, or I can just always switch into the numbered version of this and put in the exact numbers, but I won't know them. That's the last thing that I can think of maybe wanting to do with this craft, but other than that, it's good to go. SAS is on. Let's go back to control up and hit the engines. Pretty good to me. I'm throwing in the H. You can see it there. What's our TWR right now? 0.3 on the surface of Kerbin. It's fine, it's built for Minmus. Okay. That's successful test. That is all of the things except for maybe having that animation. So revert my flight back to vehicle assembly. Don't crash, 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 don't crash. It didn't crash. It didn't crash. It would be best to add another controller, and we shall. So let's get up under here. And let's move this guy. Some snapping. You're gonna be in the way. You little shit. You little shit. So you'd be there. And then let's have another controller. If I just duplicate it, it probably won't duplicate the animation. Do like that. Snapping. Absolute you into place there. And then pull you to where the other one isn't. Let me just do that. And then you, snapping, and then pull you into place like so. So that corner to that corner, that's how I figured that one out. Now you, open the editor. Yes, you have no animation associated. Fair enough. Can I just do this from here? What I want is you guys, from the beginning of this animation, let's add in the target extension. I want you, and I want all you. Target extension. And I want this to take, like, 8 seconds. 8 seconds to go from no extension to full extension. Go from full extension to no extension, in other words. Value, 9,000, or 2.4. Okay. Value, over 9,000, or 2.4. Alright, fair enough then. And then when I hit that animation... No? It will very slowly come in, then I could pause as it goes. Okay. And then let's add an action group for controlling that. So 2 will make that happen. That would be you. You will toggle play. Yes, you will toggle play, and 3 will toggle direction. So that I can control which direction that is all going in. So save that. Nerd God was saying something about a satellite dish that might have been removed by accident? Satellite dish? We've got this one. That's all we need on this craft. You need to test the crab driving pawn. Well, it's just one thing at a time. Why are we... Oh, no. 207 because the engines are firing against each other. Right. Right. Just one more little test to make sure that that's set up correctly. I won't even, like, break the thing out. We'll just hit 2 and 3. So from this position, 2. Alright, we're apparently already at the end. 3, 2. They go out. I hit it again. I hit it again. Hit it again. You know what? I want a little bit back. Yeah, there we go. The only thing I'll do is change its start direction in the VAB. Good. Revert back to vehicle assembly. I think this thing is truly, fully, actually ready to go. So you, I want you to play direction forward. I just want the play position. Ooh, no, at the end, play direction reverse. I'm probably going to break it out by hand myself. That's why I did that way. Don't worry about it, Pawn. Whatever. It'll be fine. It's not like it's all going to explode, fuck you over without having an F5 or something. But I think this is all ready to go. Chris Now 17, welcome. Yeah. This is good. This is good. Here's an issue that I found while I was working with robotics. Sub-assemblies do not save what you've programmed in the editor. So what we just did with these little programmable interfaces here, if you drag a craft over that has this on it into sub-assemblies, in order to save it so that you can move it onto another craft, it doesn't save it. So kinda the whole, like, robotic parts. Gee, what would they be used most for? Sub-assemblies that you can attach to things when you've already made... Oh, well, guess what you can't do? So that's a bit of an issue. It means that if I want to bring something up that has this in it, has programming in it, it's got to be in the scene already. Which means, fuck me, I have to do everything that we've already done again. Fun fact, no one cares. Everybody cares, because I have to do everything that we just did again, because I have two things that I want to bring up. The arm and this at the same time. So they both have to come into the same scene. How do you do that? Sub-assemblies. How do we make that happen? We can't. We can't, because squad sucks. Their fucking jobs. Maybe, you know what I haven't tried? Merging craft? Is that still a thing? Merging one craft file into the other? We could try that now, like open... Yeah, there's a merge button. So if I go to my thing that's got the arm on it, the drilling platform 2, and I merge... Okay. What do you attach? I just need you to attach to something. Have you there. Okay, now. Well, you're covering the two things that I'd need to test. Let's try this one first. Do you work? That one has its information. And having merged this other one in, do you have your information? Didn't seem to do anything. This one takes longer. This one's a long play. Play. Okay, you've got your information, so perhaps it is that you have the wrong play direction. Okay, it's all working. So that's the way that you get around the fact that nobody saved sub-assemblies it's just part of like a larger bug that's everywhere in the fucking game. Anything that you do with like certain selectables, there's all kinds of buttons and advanced tweakables in the menus that it just doesn't save. Like even when you save it, it doesn't save it, but across sub-assemblies and all kinds of shit, it just doesn't save. But okay, we got all this stuff into the same scene. That was the hard part. No, it wasn't. But, you know, that was what we needed to do. So, 027, this is the robotic. What's the funniest or the best way? It's the best way to say Robot Invasion Force, Mark 1. So that's going to Minmus. Whole bunch of robotic parts doing a lot of robotic things. Gantry Crane Carl. I like that name. So we have finished off this guy. He's ready to launch. This is already programmed, but we need to figure out a way to actually, like, you know, we need to figure out a way to put it onto the crane once we're there. Because it's just got the one docking port right now. It's not like it has a probe core in it, and electrics and all that kind of stuff, or wheels. So how does it get on there? So that's the thing that needs to happen. The other thing that I'd like to do is I'd like to build a docking platform that would also go up in this ship, because it'd just be, you know, some docking ports on a lightweight thing, and it's just a place to land or drive something up that needs to refuel. So those are the things that need to happen, and these things, friend, there's some of my favorite things. These things, friends, will happen after this live stream break, and after this little magnet
sphere. You need a secondary docking port on the inspection arm, so you can hand it over from docking port to docking port.
Yes. That's probably the best solution right there, little magnets. We've got the Jeep out there that can do the, you know, it's got a lot of different maneuvering angles on its docking port because it's on robotic parts as well. So if I just have a second docking port somewhere that I can grab from and that I'll be able to then position the other arm, because that docking arm has all the fucking angles that you could want. So if I could just grab onto it with the Jeep, then the docking arm can find its way. If it's in the other county, it'll still be able to make contact. Grabber ground crane for assembly of equipment. I've already... Ground crane attachment for the Jeeps. You just want more and more and more. I build, you know, fucking docking wharf box hauling things and program animations for Bill to be inspecting the damn thing. What about a thing to assemble the thing that assembles the things? No! No! How about instead a live stream break? To save you a ton of weight, you could run the smaller converter, and it'll keep up with over 4 big drills running. The smaller converter, we've already got the whole drilling platform is up on Minmus already. What I just dragged in there is already there, except for that arm. I want to attach the arm there. But I can tell you, if you are not aware, if you didn't know this, the smaller drill thing is just less efficient overall. That's why it keeps up with. It processes more ore and gives you less fuel for it, is how I believe that's working anyway. I think in the numbers it says this processes like 2.5 ore per second and then produces like 0.3 liquid fuel oxidizer per second, whereas the big one processes only 0.5 ore per second, but outputs 0.5 liquid fuel or something like that. I'm not certain of that, but I'm pretty sure that's the benefit of bringing the bigger, heavier, nastier one up. It's been ages since I caught you, KSP, and good to see you back. I recently got kind of back into it myself. Rune Antilles, as to what you are doing, I hope you already know how flimsy all the robotics parts are. Get ready for bendy robot arms that can't lift shit. We've tested it, and the fact that you can now do turn physics on within the craft means that, you know, I've used 2 docking ports on the same craft in order to create more stability along one of the axes. We'll see how it handles on Minmus, but it was able to do it on Kerbin in the higher gravity. So Our only worry is that in Minmus's lower gravity, I'll go to move something and two things will like go click and then everything goes shooting off to the moon or whatever. Do you even lift? But stay tuned because this is going to be really fucking cool. The last little bit of design is how do we get what do I do on the arm, which is just figuring out where to put the docking port, and then building the, refueling platform for the spider to be able to dock, as well as other things to be able to dock that are ground-based. And once I slap those two together, how do we move it up there? Then it's just building the rocket to get it there, and we've got a lot of rockets in our pocket. If you know what I mean. We're going to take a 7-minute live stream break. Go grab a pee or have a beer and meet me back here in 7 minutes, for I am the Ronin Pawn and I am not yet out. Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn, and welcome back to a twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn live stream here on twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn. And welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are figuring out, we're putting the final design touches on the 3 things that we want to lift to Minmus all in one stage, not one stage, one ship. We've got the first 2 robots, massively roboticized craft, ready. I think they both do what they're supposed to do. If someone sees something that I've missed, say it now, or have to listen to me bitch later that I didn't notice, and where the hell were you guys? Who's here? What did I miss? Hello, Christian. We've got a Christian GLQ, or G something, on Minmus from chat. One of the Kerbals that we named. Where we are isn't exactly the question. Chris, just Chris. Hey, Chris. Sup, yo. The big drawback of the small converter is that it needs a real power source. The big one can run off of fuel cells, munching the fuel you create, which thermodynamically, not very accurate, shall we say. It's Rune Antilles. Yeah, they did something really fucking weird with the small, refinery. This is the big one, the Convertitron 250. The Convertitron 150, let's see if we can actually see it here. Not thermal, that's what I'm thinking I'm going to be talking about once I find it. But Convertitron 125, optimum temperature 1000, required cooling 100, max cooling 75. There's a note in the wiki, there's an asterisk in the wiki, talking about what you, like, they made a craft that, they made a part, and they chose to make it so that it cannot run at its maximum efficiency. And maybe that's how they made it, so that the ore is 2.5 a second, but the LFO it produces is, 0.2. It's really stupid is what it is. It's the worst kind of, like, this isn't game design, this is somebody's wet dream about something, and I don't know what it is or why they're having wet dreams about this. This is not how you build a game, ladies and gentlemen. You do not make a single part that disobeys the rules of the rest of the parts when you are already dealing with rocket science, aerodynamics, thermodynamics. It's fucking... You need degrees in order to play this game, and I don't have any. And they're building shit in like this, where you cannot cool this to the point where it will run at maximum efficiency. The best you can get out of it, I guess, is 75% efficiency. And they talk about, well, it's because surface cooling is opposed to core heating, and... Yeah, okay. Who are you building the game for? Because there's already like a million things that are really difficult that are just surface level, and the deeper you get into the game, you have to deal with this shit. These are little, like, time bombs that these idiots making a game threw in here. Just to be like, hey, let's fuck with the players a little bit more. Here's something you didn't know. What are you doing, people? At this stage, I think you have an advanced degree in KSP. In Kerbal Space Program itself, none of the degrees that I'm supposed to have in order to play the game, but in this game, I'm working on my thesis, and it will be very highly critical. Milgrips heading to bed already? Good nass. Well, I woke up at 6 a.m. I certainly don't begrudge anyone. So this is all ready to go. This is one craft, this is another craft, and the only reason I've dragged this in is because we built this arm. And I wish I could set it back to before the animation was playing easily, but I don't think that I can, because it was folded up all nice and everything, ready to go. Let's just turn off the animate. Where's the animation? Where do I turn the... You're on the front of there? You, stop playing. And then I guess I'll just go through manually and put these things to the places that they're probably supposed to be. So from you to there, you to here, you, no extension. And then you, how did I think I probably wanted this to be at 0. And then there's a rotational one. So many angles, so hard to get to. Target angle. Does it really matter? I don't think it does. Let's have you at 0. Okay. And I think that's folded up and ready for transport, as it is. But we need a way to... Can I lift everything once so you can get underneath it a little bit? I need a way that I'll be able to grab onto it to attach it to the next thing. I'm looking for a place to stick a second docking port on this very tight little animated... this little theme park ride at Disney, you know? How do we... There's no good place to put another docking port on here, really, is there? I guess what I could do is, if you... Go back to this mode. If you... were up like that... Coming back. We're coming back.